Uh, and we are live on Zoom. We are live on YouTube. And we are live on the sevens with Pythia's Beat Metatron's internet radio station. Thankful and grateful for each and every one of you that has showed up today. It is a liberating, a validating, and a recalibrating month of July 2026. So we want to be mindful of our manifesting goals, our emerging goals, desires, and active pursuits. And we want to be mindful of being strategic this month. No wasted effort this month. No overcompensating, overcarrying. This is the month to release burdens that aren't yours. This is the month to release thought patterns that are leading nowhere. This is the month to end self-doubt, end lack of motivation, end the need to seek outside validation, turn inward. This is a universal 17-8 month. And in numerology, the number 17, that's a military 8. Already the 8 is two interconnected circles that generate their own energy and fuel themselves. When you have a 1 and a 7, you have leadership and you have technical and precision. That's the military 8. That is the 8 that will go and run roughshod all the way through your town, tear up the buildings, blow shit up. They got an objective on the next town over. However, your town is in the way, the military 8, the 17-8 will run right through your town, destroy everything, go handle their mission, and then come back after they complete their mission and repair your shit. They'll pay for the damages. That's the mindset that we each have to take this month in pursuit of our own goals, desires, and active pursuits. This is not a month to be manifesting someone else's goal. This is uh, uh, not the month to support someone else's shit more than you support your own, or before you support your own, or instead of supporting your own. Um, um, if I would give a golf analogy, this month, July 2026, is what they call in golf on Saturday, moving day. The tournament starts on Thursday. Then Friday, you got people that are swinging wild. And then they have a cut line. If you don't make the cut, you don't get to play Saturday and Sunday. Sunday, they make the championship. Well, Saturday is moving day. Everybody who makes the cut, they start moving up the leaderboard, down the leaderboard. They move into position to position themselves for Sunday when they can make a charge for the title. Well, July is our moving month. July 2026 is the month that each of us should be making strategic moves, positioning ourselves so that we can start to acquire those things that are just right outside of our periphery. They're in the yard. They're in your yard. You are at the front door. They are at the gate of the yard. We're going to close that gap. We're going to position ourselves. By positioning ourselves, we're closing the gap. We're closing the gap to those things that each of us, we know we got one or two things that it's a hit. It, make you famous or infamous, whichever side of that coin you want to be on. And the energy is ripe and rife, RIPE and RIFE, for significant advancements. I mean, I'm talking quantum leaps. You could be in the pencil and paper stage of a project, and by the end of July, you done already mass produced your shit and sold out to the highest bidder, and you're on some undisclosed island of your own. It could happen that fast in July of 2026. So it's a serious month. It's some cosmic things that are in play this month that will have a direct effect on society and our perspective. And we will have a special July 21st broadcast to cover that. July 9th is panty drop day. Supposedly, July 9th is the day that some folks on a list that may or may not exist, that may have not been released yet because they're being protected, their names may come out. Now, I don't know what's going to happen after that. And it really doesn't matter what happens after that, because all of this, like I've told y'all, is political kabuki theater, and it's meant to distract from the real work that is going on. Radical change is here. I don't know how anybody else can see that it's not. And leave it to America, since we are the baby nation of the world. Leave it to America to be the last one to change. We see it all overseas already. Folks in Ireland, it's cutting up. Folks in Scotland, it's cutting up. Germany, France, Italy, Australia, they always cutting up in China. And for the way and the means that Americans cut up, we're about to cut up. And this is the month that it all starts. So anybody that's been waiting for the funk and waiting for the smoke, no matter which side of it you're on, it's here. It's here. So want to briefly open up. I always wanted to say this. I want to open up the phone lines. Want to briefly open up. I see we got Wendy Pierre. Thank you for showing up. I see Leroy here. Wendy, open up your mic and introduce yourself to the folks, please. Unmute yourself.
Hi, wonderful people. I'm Wendy Pierre, originally from Trinidad and Tobago, now reside in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yay!
And this is my first time on the Zoom, but I've been on the YouTube channel the last time I was on there.
Well,
looking forward to learning and growing with you guys.
We are grateful that you are here, and we are grateful you're on the Zoom portion, because this is where, on the Zoom is where it be going on over here. On the YouTube, you can just watch it. On the radio station, you can only hear it. But if you're if you're in this circle, you're elite. First of all, you're elite. And yeah, we be having it going on over here. So we are thankful and grateful to have
Okay.
you here on Zoom. We encourage you to stay and keep coming to Zoom and open your mouth and speak your truth and ask your questions and
I will.
participate. This ain't just me and Archangel talking and y'all just wah, 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 wah. No, it's interactive. So we're grateful and thankful for you to be here today, Wendy.
Okay, thank you.
Leroy, will you open your mic and introduce yourself, please? Nope. All right. Well, we're grateful that you're here. Robin Cooper, glad to have you here. Yolanda, glad to have you here. And Moto G Play, glad to have you guys here. All right, we are back and this is live. We are on the sevens with Pi-Frisbee Metatron, where we come to awaken, ascend, and expand. I am Pi-Frisbee Metatron, your host with the most, and today is a great day to be me. You know, every day is a great day to be me. I believe this, I live this, I bees this, and I require this. And I guarantee you this, when you make that mantra a part of your daily rituals and go about doing the things it motivates and inspires you to do, your life too will get better exponentially each and every day. Uh, Again, I'm thankful, grateful to be here. Archangel, you got some opening July 2026 words, or do you want to just get straight into what we got going on? It's up to you.
One of the things I did write down was, do you know how to receive / give boundaries to maintain a relationship?
Ooh.
That's why
Ooh.
that and a sincere compliment from an open enemy is also something I was looking at for this full moon end of July. So yeah, that's just a little scope of energy that we can look forward to this month.
All right, all right, all right. We appreciate that. And of course, I would be remiss if I didn't swing down and get uh Mystic RD. Mystic RD, what say you today for the opening of July?
I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I love the 17-8 that we landed on. And what my spirit is telling me is just continue to look for balance. Go as far as you can with your shadow work and push yourself to that next level on the practical side and make it all come together. The physical stuff, the practical steps, that's just a bridge you're walking down. And while you're walking down that bridge, always do that assessment of self and that shadow work. And I'm excited about the 17-8 we're going into, and it's July. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right. All right. This is July 2026, Mastered Self Universal Astrology Soul Vibrations. Hold on, I have to pay homage to my ancestors. Oh yes. Oh yes. Movement 1. Mars conjunct Uranus on the 4th. Mars meets Uranus on July 4th, 2026, and the sky cracks open with the unmistakable voltage of a world remembering its capacity for sudden change. This conjunction is not subtle. It is not gentle. It is not patient. Mars brings ignition. Uranus brings disruption, and together they generate a field of accelerated correction that moves through the collective like a lightning strike, seeking the nearest point of truth. This conjunction forms a catalytic threshold where action becomes revelation and revelation becomes liberation. Every system, every structure, and every psyche holding tension becomes a conductor for this surge. The universe chooses this moment to break what has resisted breaking and to awaken what has resisted awakening. Mars supplies the raw force of will, the instinct to move, the courage to confront, and the fire that refuses to dim. Uranus supplies the shock, the innovation, the rupture, and the sudden reconfiguration of what was thought to be stable. When they merge, the result is a planetary movement that accelerates timelines, exposes hidden fractures, and demands immediate alignment with authenticity. This is the cosmic equivalent of a controlled detonation, precise, intentional, and aimed at releasing what has been trapped beneath layers of inactivity, inertia, and insecurity. This conjunction on July 4th carries a signature of independence, rebellion, and reclamation. It marks a moment where humanity collectively remembers that freedom is not a concept. Freedom is a force. Mars and Uranus together activate the archetype of the revolutionary, the innovator, the trailblazer, and the one who refuses the old path. This movement pushes individuals and societies to break from outdated patterns, oppressive structures, and stagnant agreements. It is the sky declaring that the old circuitry cannot carry the new voltage. The energetic mechanics of this conjunction operate through sudden events, rapid decisions, unexpected opportunities, and abrupt shifts in direction. Mars accelerates the pace. Uranus removes the obstacles. Together, they create openings that appear without warning and close just as quickly. This is a moment where hesitation becomes costly and instinct becomes sacred. The universe rewards those who move with clarity and punishes those who cling to what is already collapsing. On a conscious level, July 4th becomes the ignition point for the entire month. This movement sets the tone, defines the arc, and establishes the frequency that the remaining planetary events will build upon. Mars conjunct Uranus is the spark that lights July's engine, the strike that awakens the field, and the moment where the collective timeline jumps tracks. It is the declaration that July 2026 will not unfold gradually. It will unfold explosively, creatively, and with uncompromising momentum. What say you, Archangel?
That was incredible, by the way, because a lot of that energy is what I was seeing, especially with the trine over to Pluto, that air trine. It's like everybody's going to be talking about this moment for a long time. This is going to be a day where things really did shift yet again when all of this started and kicked off 250 years ago. And it's the same, it's just a new cycle coming in. So with the sextile over to Neptune as well, it's like with it, Neptune currently being retrograde, it's like, okay, we don't have the fog and it's in Aries. So this is about instinct. This is about trusting yourself. This is about releasing the, self-consciousness that comes with being the pioneer in a group of people who still don't know they up from down. Like allowing that uncomfortability to just unfold and happen, especially with Saturn also being in Aries as well. It's already setting that tone in our physical reality to be more intentional with our energy, channel energy into a certain, what I was getting was a laser. Like it's like a laser beam of energy where it's pointing in a very precise direction that we want to be heading in. And the energy itself is going to be like, it's going to cut like a laser too. It's going to be very precise what needs to be removed and what is allowed to stay. So going from the 4th into the 5th with that it's like a perfect triangle with the conjunction with Mars and Uranus over to Neptune and then Pluto. So yeah, I definitely see the energy being very much talked about for a very long time. And it's going to be something that's going to be so many visuals, so many angles, so many visual angles are going to be taken and shared for a long time as well. This is like a set of a whole new era. And people they're not even really paying attention to how like nothing is really the same anymore. And now you're about to see why it never have been the way that people still think it is, especially related to that last residential election. They're gonna see why things have to move the way that they do. And if not, so be it. But who all are in tune will be able to tell.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is definitely an energy where, yeah, Mercury is retrograde, but communication really is going to be super, super important.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I want to add a little something to what Archangel just said. Not only is this month going to be talked about by various people for years to come, shit that happens in this month 50, 60, 70, 100 years from now, folks will be saying, you remember what happened in July 2026? July 2026 is going to be in the history books for them folks 50, 60, 70 years away from us. So much innovation, so much radical change, so much, oh shit, really? Most of us going to be saying every other day, oh shit, really? Ryan, go right ahead, Mystic RD.
And you know what? For personal applicability in the midst of all of that, on your day-to-day, when you have these type of energies coming together, anything that you heard, whether it be growing up that you know you still haven't worked on, or whether it be a theme you keep hearing, let's say, for example, somebody, I'm not picking on anybody, I'm just saying just something random, not saying nobody here. Let's say it's a person, and that person knows and they've been told, hey, you know what? You should listen more and talk less. That'll do something for you. Any of those restrictive things that have to do with your dream or your progress that you just wasn't into, this is a good time to not only try it, but be aggressive about it. Also, too, if there was any parts of your dream life or something you always wanted to bring to manifestation, wanted to bring it to form, if it's anything like that, this is a period where you can be aggressive about it. So think back in situations where you weren't as aggressive as you could have been, and think back when you run into pieces of information or it's people that have told you something real practical that you need to work on that can bring more to you. Work on those two things during this period too, and enjoy the show around you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. RD. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Movement 2. Neptune retrograde in Aries on the 7th. Neptune retrogrades in Aries on July 7th, 2026, pulling the collective into a deep inward spiral where identity, intuition, and spiritual will undergo purification. Neptune in Aries already represents the era of the mystic warrior, the human spirit reclaiming its sovereignty through clarity rather than confusion. When Neptune reverses its motion, the fire of Aries turns inward, illuminating the hidden motivations, unscrupulous impulses, and every spiritual distortion that have shaped the world's sense of self. This retrograde becomes a mirror held to the global psyche, revealing where courage has been misplaced, where intuition has been ignored, and where the will has been entangled with illusion. This retrograde slows external momentum and intensifies internal revelation. It dissolves false identities, exposes performative strength, and strips away spiritual posturing. Neptune retrograde in Aries demands authenticity at and from the soul core level. It asks humanity to confront the difference between impulse and purpose, to confront the difference between reaction and calling, and to confront the difference between ego fire and cosmic fire. This movement softens the outer warrior as it awakens the inner warrior. On the conscious level, July 7th becomes a moment of spiritual recalibration. The retrograde initiates a 4-month cycle where clarity emerges through introspection rather than action. It prepares the collective for the bolder transits ahead by ensuring that the fire guiding them is real, clean, and aligned. Neptune retrograde in Aries is the quiet correction before the next great ignition. What do you say, Archangel? Take it away.
Yeah, definitely real silent, very silent. This is on 7/7 will be a day where we're going to be heading into quarter square moon. So intense energy on top of the moon being with Saturn squaring off with the sun as well, more intense energy. So Neptune, definitely know as being a veil over our eyes, or being the ability to kind of add the whimsy into the practical, where we don't understand where end and where begin actually is. So with this going retrograde in Aries, as the moon and Saturn also in Aries square off with the moon and Saturn square off with the sun in Cancer, it's definitely going to be extremely like quiet. It's going to be best to observe a lot what's going on behind the door. And when I say behind the door, I mean like your subconscious mind. You want to observe that a lot more. Also, because the sun and moon both are in Cancer as well, so we're not going to be able to really help picking up all these different messages if you allow yourself to tune in or to channel. There could be a lot of good things or good nuggets we could pick up if we do practice, regular meditation or just sitting in quiet or going into nature. We're going to hear a lot of information, especially from nature or our inner nature, if we choose to do so. Neptune retrograde also brings a flavor, especially with Aries, of like, if you haven't seen where you can add a little bit more color, a little bit more creative redirection, rebranding in your life, this is a good time to do that with spirit. This is a good time to do that with any ancestral energies or entities that you work with. It's a good time with that sextile over to still Gemini energy when it sets off to retrograde. A lot of communication is going to be taking place again. So with Mars already past Uranus and it's still at 4, making a perfect sextile still to Neptune. Again, this is our opportunities to work on new ideas. A lot of visual is what I'm getting, a lot of visual ideas. Or you might get a lot of ideas from watching certain visuals. But this is a good time to be creative and completely dive into how you feel about the things that you are seeing as well, that you want to shape into reality, especially if you're a really good artist with your hands, Gemini, or if you're really good at like even like sports or things like that, you want to get back into your fitness. This will be a good idea to visualize what is it that you want to see fulfillment and then live in it, write scripts for it. Because Neptune's gonna be retrograde for a minute. So it's gonna be a lot of fog that's gonna be dissipating that we didn't notice before during the entire transit, while everything else is going retrograde or moving straight through. So when you do get smacked in the face by your ancestor spirit, just know that they wanted you to feel that because it was being kind of like coddled a little bit while Neptune was stationed in direct. So we gonna get some hard slaps over the head to say, hey, snap out of it, get back to work. Like, and there's not gonna be any holding back. And then it's gonna happen in a way where it is gonna get your attention. It is gonna make you think, and it is gonna force you to say, hey, I can relearn this. So definitely pay attention to what's going on behind your closed doors in your psyche.
Thank you. Want to shout out to council members, the Council of the Seven. Good to see Sojourner and Josh in the house today. And before we go any further, this broadcast is sponsored by Jolynn Herbert, author of Jolynn's Written Expressions. Jolynn Herbert is a licensed social worker with over 20 years of experience, a Mary Kay beauty consultant, and a motivational speaker. Her work includes poetry, memoirs that explore healing and transformation. She serves as a feature author and associate editor of Indie Incognito magazine and advocates for civil rights and adult mental health. Her voice uplifts communities and inspires growth across every corridor of our network as her stories continue to empower readers and listeners everywhere today. All right. Movement 3, we got a special combined movement for movement 3. Sun conjunct Mercury, July 13th, 2026, plus the Cancer new moon, July 14th, 2026. The Sun's conjunction with Mercury on July 13th forms the ignition point for a 2-day sequence that reshapes the collective mind, heart, and emotional field. This alignment is the moment where consciousness becomes illuminated from within, where thought merges with purpose, and where the voice of the world rises into clarity. The Sun burns through distortion. Mercury carries the message. Together, they create a planetary moment where truth becomes undeniable and communication becomes the vessel of awakening. This conjunction is the cosmic spotlight revealing what must be spoken, what must be understood, and what must be acknowledged before the next lunar cycle even begins. It is the clearing of the mental fog. It is the sharpening of intention, and it is the alignment of authentic identity with expression. The Sun-Mercury conjunction opens a corridor of heightened perception. Ideas accelerate, insights crystallize, conversations become catalysts. The collective mind becomes a mirror reflecting the deeper emotional truths waiting beneath the surface. This is the day where humanity remembers that clarity is not passive. It is an act of courage. This conjunction prepares the field for the next movement, ensuring that the emotional reset arriving on the 14th is grounded in conscious awareness rather than unconscious reaction. As the Sun and Mercury complete their union, the sky shifts into the Cancer new moon, initiating a rebirth within the emotional architecture of the collective. Cancer governs memory, belonging, protection, and the sacred interior of the human experience. This Cancer new moon becomes the womb of July 2026, the place where new emotional patterns are seeded and old vulnerabilities are released. It is the lunar moment where the world exhales its defenses and inhales its truth. This Cancer new moon does not shout, it whispers. Yet its whisper carries the weight of ancestral tides and the power of emotional reclamation. The fusion of these two movements creates a rare sequence. 1, illumination followed by renewal. 2, clarity followed by rebirth. And 3, truth followed by emotional anchoring. The Sun-Mercury conjunction reveals what the heart has avoided. This Cancer new moon gives the heart permission to begin again. This is a 2-day initiation where the mind and the emotional body synchronize, forming a unified field of intention that will guide the rest of July's movements. On a conscious level, July 13th and 14th becomes the axis of the month. The Sun-Mercury conjunction provides the message. The Cancer new moon provides the container. Together, they establish the emotional mental foundation required for the more volatile transits ahead. This dual movement teaches that clarity without emotional grounding becomes brittle, and emotional renewal without conscious awareness becomes directionless. The sky ensures both arrive together. The Sun speaks, Mercury carries, the Cancer new moon births, and July 2026 remembers its center. What say you, Archangel?
Yeah, this is a good new moon here on this 21st degree with Mercury conjuncting, and then looking at this square with Venus and Uranus on the day of the new moon. This is perfect day to plant seeds of like the random because it's always like little posts that tell you like when you ask for something from the universe, like go all out, like use your real imagination and just think bigger than you ever thought before. Like those types of ideas are being like spread out throughout the, the energy here that we are living in. And Venus is about giving and receiving. Like I was saying before, do you know how to give and receive boundaries in order to maintain relationships? So there's going to be a lot of shakeups or ideas that create tension to force something new to be created. And you want innovation, but then the values, how open-minded are you? How critical do you need to be in regards to what you value, and how much opportunity are you going to actually create for you to make that thing, to do the crazy thing, or to start the new thing? Cancer is a water sign, so it's about initiating new ways of feeling about something. And you might be reinitiating yourself into feeling new feelings about your craft because now you see yourself differently. You might see yourself as, on another level of your craft that you didn't see before, just because you was living in it and not giving yourself a moment during the retrograde to like really just sit back and admire what you've all become. And then Cancer also, again, relates to memories, and water has memory, hold memory. And a lot of water is going to be a hot topic for the next few years as well. So definitely do your research when it comes to the best water to use, and as well as agriculture, because that's going to be a hot topic with all of this data center energy going on. Being mindful of the ocean, being mindful of the effect that the water has on us in a healing perspective, and being able to bring that into our most personal spaces is going to be extremely helpful moving forward with the healing journey of memories. So like, yes, that's going swimming. Yes, that's doing the spiritual baths. Yes, that's going to lakes and rivers, or allowing yourself to travel in places you've never been before using water, or even if it's just listening to it in your headset and allowing yourself to go into a dark or quiet space where you get to tap in and tune into yourself. Those are moments where you can pull those ideas from the multiverse that we traverse in and be like, you know what? I never seen it like this before, or I've never seen myself in that type of way before. But create the time, create the space so you can plant that seed. Cancer energy, again, does relate to the past and memories, as well as our ancestral ties, our connection to land, bringing us back to nature, and how we are birthed from that. So this is a good new moon to manifest, again, with Leo, Jupiter being here now. Good time to manifest some courage, find or seek the necessary courage. Look to someone who you view as a great teacher of courage, or someone who is a emotional supporter. This will be a great time to tap into those roles. So either you have the gift of doing that, or tapping in with people who are that for you and allowing that energy to flow. Again, honoring the boundaries of identity, Saturn, Aries, but also allowing something new, personal, intimate to begin. And it doesn't have to, have any expectation. Okay. Yeah, doesn't have to be any expectations, because this is about initiating into new feelings. So this, feel your feelings, feel them, be comfortable with them, but also, because this is a new moon, allow yourself to feel new feelings about yourself and what it is you're working on and where you're going, without tying it to the expectations of the physical reality we call the matrix. Like, let that be separate.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Movement 4. Sun enters Leo July 22nd. The sun enters Leo on July 22nd, 2026, and the sky shifts into its most radiant, sovereign, and self-declaring frequency. Leo is the throne room of the zodiac, the chamber where identity becomes visible, creativity becomes embodied, and purpose becomes undeniable. When the sun returns to its home sign, The collective field brightens, sharpens, and intensifies. This ingress marks the moment where July 2026 stops preparing and begins expressing. The sun in Leo does not negotiate. The sun in Leo reveals. The sun in Leo amplifies. Most importantly, the sun in Leo crowns. This movement ignites the archetype of the solar sovereign, calling humanity to step into authenticity without hesitation. The sun's interest into Leo activates personal courage, public visibility, sovereign leadership, and our individual creative fire. It becomes the cosmic reminder that hiding is no longer compatible with your timeline. Excuse me. The world is asked to speak boldly, act decisively, and embody the truth that has been forming through the earlier movements of the month. This ingress becomes the turning point where internal clarity transforms into external presence. On a collective level, on a conscious level, July 22nd initiates a 4-week cycle of expression, creation, and self-authority. The sun in Leo strengthens the voice awakened by the Sun-Mercury conjunction and stabilizes the emotional rebirth seeded by the Cancer new moon. This movement marks the ascent into July 2026's peak frequency, where authentic identity becomes action and action becomes soul journey aligned. The sun enters Leo, and the world remembers its fire. Archangel, I know you got something for this.
Yes, because it's time for Leo season, baby.
Yeah.
Of course. And this time, the Jupiter is in Leo too, so you know it's about to be big Leo energy. Like, I'm just ready. The sun is like sunning right now. So I'm like, as soon as this Jupiter and sun get closer and closer, like I can just feel the temperature just rising. Like, it's so crazy. But yeah, I'm definitely ready for this Leo season with Jupiter because it's definitely going to give us that little oomph. You know, make sure you wear your cheetah prints. You know, make sure your hair is big, your nails is done, or at least look, you know, a little shiny, put some glitter on, make sure you wear that gold, like make room for beautiful things, like create the beautiful thing, put it there, like admire, like I did that, you know? And some people might look at you and be like, that's a little arrogant. Like, no, I did that. Yes, Natanya, sexy car purr or sexy cat purr. Exactly that type of energy. Like, really, like, I love me this Leo season. Like, do it harder than you ever did before. Because we got Pluto opposing in Aquarius. So you might, again, you never know who's watching. You never know who's watching. And those are great opportunities when the right person is there at the right time. As long as you keep that consistency, which is Leo is all about, it is a fixed sign. So you got to be consistent with how you care for yourself and love yourself. Despite what the audience what audience you may be paying attention right now might be influencing you, just turn your energy to another lane, and it better be your lane, and you just ride in it, like just straight up. But this Leo season, I do believe is gonna be one for the books. This summer just feels very different. It feels like because everybody is running into more people that's like, yes, you're locked in. Like, yes, you also are locked in. Like the coming together, and Leo is a social sign. It kind of kicks off the super social energy up until going into the rest of the year. But the most social signs is going to be Leo, Virgo, and Libra. So this is the time where it is time to get out there. it is time to put that heart energy out there and see how far you can go. And then Jupiter is here giving you that extra optimism, that extra opulence of faith, and knowing like, hey, if I did it once, I can do it again and again and again and again and again. And next thing you know, coming into Virgo season, we ain't gonna have nothing but receipts, nothing but facts, because you chose to nip it in the bud. New moon Cancer, that you are going to start feeling this way, so you can start motivating your way into this lane. Leo season comes with Jupiter, and we just take it off, and it don't have to be physically moving somewhere. You just literally are loving yourself to another dimension, to another quantum leap, like every single time. Just every day is an opportunity to be like, hey, what can I do for myself that I haven't done before to show that I love me? And how am I going to allow myself the whole like 30 days to be comfortable with doing it every single day without feeling guilty about it? That's definitely a Leo season challenge that I would like to do for myself. If anybody want to join, let me know.
Absolutely. And let's see, a couple of days before this ingress, we got July 19th. And we are going to do a special show for this. So, well, I just want to let y'all know kind of what is on tap happening on July 19th. On July 19th, 4 outer planets snap to the exact same degree, 4 degrees. Pluto in Aquarius, Neptune in Aries, Uranus and Gemini, Jupiter in Leo, all strung together by trines and sextiles. Then to top it all off, the moon will hit 4 degrees in Libra, which will complete the 5th point. So, like I said, we're gonna have a special show just for that, because that's a whole show in and of itself. That's the shift, y'all. The whatever is in your mind about your utopia of how society should be and what everything should be like, and whatever you think is wrong currently and how it should be fixed. Well, July 19th is the shift, y'all. You can book it. You can bank on it. Nothing, and I repeat, nothing from any of your lives from that moment forward will ever be the same. Not one thing. Yeah, you're still gonna be doing what you're doing and in your manifestation, but shit is going to be different. The shift is upon us. It's right here this month. All right. Let me get off my soapbox. Movement 5, Mercury stations direct on the 23rd. Mercury stations direct on July 23rd, 2026, and the collective mind exhales as the circuitry of thought, speech, and decision-making realigns. The direct station event is the moment where the messenger stops retracing old pathways and begins moving forward with renewed clarity. After weeks of internal review, misfires, rehearsals, and recalibrations, Mercury's shift restores coherence to communication and reopens the channels of momentum. This movement marks the turning point where reflection transforms into positive direction forward movement. The direct station event occurs under the newly ignited solar fire of Leo, amplifying Mercury's return to forward motion with confidence, visibility, and creative authority. Your mind becomes sharper, your voice becomes stronger, and your intentions become easier to articulate. Mercury's correction stabilizes the insight revealed during its retrograde and prepares them for expression in the outer world. The messenger emerges from the underworld carrying a refined message, one shaped by introspection and now ready for embodiment. On the conscious level, July 23rd becomes the mental reset that aligns perfectly with the sun's recent ingress into Leo. The world shifts from internal processing to external declarations. Decisions accelerate. Conversations clarify. Plans regain traction. Mercury stations direct, and the collective timeline clicks into place, ready for the next movements that will carry July 2026 towards its culmination. The messenger moves forward, and the world follows. What say you, Archangel?
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm looking at with the sextile over to Venus being in Virgo. This is definitely going to be another good day. If you haven't already been on top of your money and contracts, to look over it again, make sure your stuff is organized, how the way you see fit. During the transition through this Mercury retrograde, it can definitely take us back to, of course, the past and reviewing things, relearning things that we have not allowed ourselves to start feeling. So our values can change. Our values can grow and shift into different times, especially because Venus is visiting a beautiful sign, which is Virgo, during this station. So this will be, yeah, like I was saying, a good day to review if your values are matching up with how you see yourself at the time, because the retrograde is bringing things to the surface to release. And it's a lot of things that we may be holding value in, that we may be very critical of ourselves of, but don't want to let go. Once the retrograde stations and we start moving forward again, of course, this is where it's like the aha moment. I'm glad that I chose to do this moment. So now we start aligning everything to go with the new mindset we are now moving forward with as well. We clearing out our internal waters and crystallizing what it is that we want to, give our attention, give our focus to. And with the Sun and Jupiter coming closer together as well during this time, we're gonna be extremely passionate about it is that what we want to do anyway. So we definitely want to make sure our values align with what new energy we want to manifest ourselves into.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's a great time to be here. It is. It truly is. And especially when you can filter out all of the outside noise. Like I said, that political kabuki theater, that shit is fucking hilarious to me. But I can only take it in drips and drabs. Focus in on the one or two things that are emerging and manifesting in your life, and just bear down on those and perfect those this month. Man, me and RD the Mystic are pushing ourselves forward. However, after just hearing about this retrograde, I know we're going to wait until at least the direct before we move forward with what we're doing. We're collecting everything that we need right now, and then by the time Mercury goes direct, we will be able to complete the next phase of our project. So we are grateful and thankful for that. All right, movement 6. Saturn retrogrades in Aries, then Pisces, July 26th, 2026. Saturn begins its retrograde on July 26, 2026, stepping backwards through the fiery threshold of Aries before crossing the boundary into Pisces. This movement marks a rare moment where the planet of structure, discipline, and karmic accountability retraces its steps across two elemental realms. Saturn in Pisces demands courage, responsibility, and decisive action. Saturn in Aries demands courage, responsibility, and decisive action. Saturn in Pisces demands surrender, compassion, and spiritual maturity. This retrograde becomes a double-layered correction, forcing the collective to revisit both the fire of personal will and the water of individual faith. As Saturn reverses through Aries, the world confronts unfinished lessons around authentic identity, leadership, and personal sovereignty. This retrograde exposes impulsive choices, unstable foundations, and actions taken without alignment. It slows the fire, cools the urgency, and insists that strength must be rebuilt from integrity rather than reaction. Saturn's backward motion reveals where the warrior archetype has been misused or misunderstood. Crossing into Pisces, Saturn sifts the correction into the emotional and spiritual dimensions. Boundaries dissolve, old wounds surface. The collective is asked to examine where avoidance, escapism, or spiritual bypassing has weakened the deeper architecture of your purpose. Saturn in Pisces retrograde becomes the karmic tide pulling hidden truths to shore. On a conscious level, July 26, 2026 initiates a months-long recalibration of personal responsibility, individual faith, and inner authority. Saturn rewrites the script, and the world must follow. What say you, Archangel?
Yeah, I definitely see the retrograde Saturn is an awesome time to first of all, congratulate yourself on getting to where you are now. That's the first thing you want to do. Be thankful and grateful of what you were able to accomplish this year so far, how far you come from day one. And it doesn't have to be like jumping through 10 hoops. It might just be like you're able to remain consistently, kind and compassionate to yourself as you go through your trials and tribulations. It may be something as simple as you chose to consciously make decisions that make your livelihood easier, more graceful, more, you're working smarter instead of harder. Like, take those moments and congratulate yourself, pat yourself on the back. And that's something that, real Saturns don't really do. So I'm encouraging it to be done. Because we do want to take a look at the time and energy and how we've spent it. Not just on the things that we did do well, but also on the things that we could do better. But don't forget to congratulate yourself either way that you even attempted and failed, and that you get an opportunity to try again, or you attempted, you failed or you attempted the first time and got it right. You attempted a million times and you finally got it right. Either way, you still made it. So keep congratulating yourself. There's things that we thought when Saturn entered Aries that we would probably never see happen or never get to accomplish, or we just didn't really think it would happen, and we're closer now than we've ever been. So give yourself grace and congratulate yourself. The retrograde does go all the way up until fall, and we know fall is, we're going into harvest season. This is about, separating what the real from the fake. So all of that reorganization, restructuring that we will have to do with our energy and how we identify ourselves, it's going to pay off again going into that next set of energy, because not only do we assess what was good, we were able to be mature enough to assess what could be better without making it into a self-deprecation convention. And that's one thing we want to be mindful of too, is being able to see that in other people when they're going through their moments during the Saturn retrograde, or if you like me, my bad. If you're like me, we got that natally. So it's something to overcome every time that, mistakes do happen, but at least you attempted. So keep going. Don't create roadblocks when there are none. Okay. Saturn and Neptune both being in Aries is allowing us to see how much we really do create the physical reality that we are living in. And so many minute moments go unnoticed that will be brought to the forefront. That could scare you. Like, dang, I didn't even think it was that big of a deal. And it's like, yeah, it was. It really was. Because that's time that you can't get back. So it has to be recycled. It has to come out in some way. So yeah, definitely a good retrograde to, analyze yourself, but in a way of, give commendation for yourself. We may have grown up or had, authority figures, and we might not be very cool with authority for real sometimes, or we may overly admire authority sometimes. Allow yourself to be your own authority during Saturn retrograde, because you're the one that's responsible for how your life goes anyway. So take the time to evaluate yourself as if you are your higher authority and where you want to see yourself go. Give yourself grace and restructure.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. All right. Movement 7. Combined movement. Sun conjunct Jupiter plus Pluto and Aquarius full moon. July 29th, 2026. The Sun's conjunction with Jupiter on July 29th, 2026, forms the great expansion arc of the month, signaling the moment where illumination merges with abundance and when purpose merges with possibility. This conjunction is the cosmic amplifier chamber, the place where the Sun's sovereign fire meets Jupiter's boundless horizon. Together, they generate a field of magnification that lifts intentions, accelerates growth, and expands the collective vision. The Sun reveals, Jupiter enlarges. Their union becomes the planetary declaration that the world is ready to rise beyond its previous limits. This is the ignition of confidence, the awakening of potential, and the moment where your manifesting goals, desires, and active pursuits become visible. The Sun-Jupiter conjunction operates as a solar royal alignment, calling humanity to step into its larger story. It dissolves smallness, erases hesitation, and strengthens the inner architecture of purpose. Under this movement, clarity becomes opportunity, and opportunity becomes momentum. This conjunction is not merely a blessing, it is a summons. It asks the collective to embody the truth it has been preparing throughout July's earlier movements. The Sun-Jupiter union becomes the apex of expansion, the crest of the wave, the moment where the month reaches its highest arc of possibility. As the conjunction reaches its peak, the sky shifts into the Pluto and Aquarius full moon, forming a dual movement that merges expansion with revelation. Pluto is the planet of transformation. Aquarius governs innovation, liberation, and the collective future. This Pluto in Aquarius full moon becomes the cosmic spotlight shining upon the structures, systems, and paradigms that must evolve and be transformed to support the expanded vision awakened by the Sun-Jupiter conjunction. This lunar event is not emotional, it's electric. It illuminates the architecture of the future and exposes the fracture within the old world that cannot carry the new frequency. This Pluto in Aquarius full moon becomes the mirror reflecting the collective's next evolutionary step. It reveals where freedom has been constrained, where innovation has been delayed, and where humanity has resisted its own advancement. This is the lunar moment where the world sees itself clearly, not as it has been. However, as such, the world will see itself as it is becoming. The Pluto in Aquarius full moon activates the archetype of the visionary, the architect, the reformer, and the one who builds the next era. It is the lunar counterpart to the Sun-Jupiter expansion, ensuring that growth is not directionless. Growth is truly and cosmically aligned with the future's true design. The fusion of these two movements creates a powerful sequence. 1, expansion followed by revelation. 2, illumination followed by innovation, and 3, destiny followed by the blueprint. The Sun-Jupiter conjunction opens the door. The Pluto in Aquarius full moon shows what lies beyond. Together, they form the planetary crescendo of July 2026, the moment where the month's earlier movements converge into a single, unified arc of transformation. The Sun expands, Jupiter magnifies, the Pluto and Aquarius full moon reveals, and the future steps forward. All right, Archangel, what say you?
It was so much that I was picking up here with this full moon and Jupiter with Sun Jupiter conjunction. With the Sun and Jupiter though, definitely long hot girl summer. But if you're near water, you should stay. The coolness will move from south to north on the map because that's where that's where waves are going. That led me to pole shift, which led me to Ashera, mother of gods, and pole worshiping, and how that was banned when patriarchy took over. They demonized pole worship. Crazy that they would even go to that level of petty to outlaw and demonize pole worship. But yeah, that's why they got taken away. Okay, so another thing I was getting about that Sun-Jupiter conjunction in connection with Ashera as well is there's a lot of things that this energy will allow us to bring to the surface, shine bright, let ourselves be the light that we all came here to be. And there's a possibility of that being demonized by an outsider. There's a possibility of what you see or think is love and beautiful and creative being demonized by something else. So this is why oppositions are always great, because we get to take information from both sides and do what we please with them. So not only do you have the aspect of your own creativity, joy, you know, what did I also put down for this? Attention, joy, creation, that look what I did, the recognition of self. The Jupiter in Leo in tarot is the 6 of Wands, and that is a part about recognition, people seeing you. It's also likened to the story in the Bible when Jesus rode on a donkey and he comes in and they all praising him. And you're like, cut all that out. I'm just like y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like y'all, but you deserve the recognition. So when it comes to you, receive it. If you do have boundaries, say them, lay them, hold them as well. That's the greatest foundation of love, is having boundaries for yourself. But this is definitely a good time with Venus squaring Mars at this time as well during this day. And while Venus and Mars are squaring, creating tension, it's going to be, Mars is also opposing Lilith at the same time in Sagittarius. So this is like having the emotions or the need to maneuver a certain type of way because you're caught between two worlds or two decisions that you can make to move forward, but you have to make the choice that the one that's the most aligned with you, the one where you can see yourself in it. You see yourself in it and it is a positive, you know, outcome or something positive that's going to be felt. So I don't want to get, I don't know, it's an overabundance of blessings. And we may have to ask ourselves, or maybe other people might be asking us, how much attention do you need? How much attention do you need? And it's not so much validation from the outside, but how much attention do you know that you need? And how much are you able to evaluate where you get attention from? How much is it like filling you up, and where is it filling you up? And the spaces that you may see as being empty, is that something that you can feel on your own, or are you still looking for outside validation to fill it for you? Definitely a deep tension. We got, of course, Sun and Jupiter and Leo. We have Aquarius on the board with the full moon, and then Chiron being in Taurus. The only player of the fixed squad that's not here is Scorpio. So with us being taught to get validation from the external world, which is where the Leo energy always goes wrong, this creates exploitation, which is why you should not allow yourself to kind of like be an attention whore, pretty much. It could lead to exploitation where people take advantage of you without your knowing. But this is also a time where within that exploitation, if you own it, if you're the one that's choosing to exploit for a particular purpose, which Scorpio also represents an unseen treasure that no one can really like put a number on, but we know it's a lot of money. Like Scorpio also taps into that energy as well. So even though we want to stay away from allowing the external validation to exploit us, if we're allowing ourselves to control how we exploit our own energy for a higher purpose, you can end up getting, like I was saying, a sincere compliment from an open enemy during this period. Because they're gonna be like, dang, like you really did that. And like you didn't let nothing stop you. And like I was really trying. And you feel it like, no, we're not letting up. We're not letting up. 10 toes down. Not letting up. So I'm gonna just take it that far because I know we want to get to the full moon as well. I kind of got all my just mixed up together.
Go ahead. No. Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Okay, so
Yeah. I didn't write on the full moon, so you go ahead.
Oh, okay. I thought you did. Okay, so yeah, with the Venus square Mars and Mercury with the full moon in Aquarius, the Sturgeon moon is going to take place July 29th. And the full moon is going to be at 6 degrees of Leo in Aquarius. And we know that 6 relates to Venus as well. So with the Venus and Mars square, and this is going to create a lot of tension. This could be sexual tension, argumentative tension, but that type of tension always leads to, okay, what it is that you really want. Like, just be for real. Like, what do you really want? Because we arguing about something that's not even a real issue here. And it's like somebody wants a certain type of value, but at the same time, someone has motivation to go in a certain direction and they're clashing with the Venus and Mars square. So during this full moon, which is all about, of course, being exposed, being illuminated, we also want to tap into this before I get into it with Pluto. The unity that Gemini being in Uranus is, again, tapping into Pluto with, because it's going to be an exact 4-degree trine over to Pluto during this full moon as well. And Gemini is bringing that twin flame energy, the other self, the magical mind, the part of us that builds the mindset. All these different ideas is going to be on the table. So with the full moon of Pluto conjuncting Pluto, with the moon opposite Sun and Jupiter, this is like crazy to me because it's like your right hand man is with you, and then on the other side it's like is the opposition with their right hand man. So it's like, okay, now we are in front of each other. What we gonna do? Like, it's so much tension here. So with the trine over to Neptune and Aries, or the sextile, no, trine with the sun, the fire trine. This is us realizing who or what planted subconscious seeds of self-doubt or avoiding recognition really came from. It gives us opportunity to destroy its influence, which has created shame, guilt, or over self-idealization or recognition. And something isn't good until other people say so is going to be eliminated during this square over to Chiron and Taurus, because the values are changing, how we measure things are changing, our creativity is also going to grow and change with that in comparison. So the marketplace where things are being sold and bought, is all of that is going to be different. A lot of the marketplace is going to be more tapped into the earth elements, what you can mine, what can you transform, what's being mined from the earth. That's going to go up in the marketplace. And if you are putting something into the marketplace, it is going to require you to be 100% confident in yourself, which is what the Leo Sun and Jupiter is here to help us do. With the opposition to Aquarius, our audience is going to recognize us being the star, helping us to focus on our wishes and hopes coming true. And this can, of course, lead to obsession, a square with Scorpio, where we allow ourselves to release the guilt of recognition as something we deserve or have an attachment to with Chiron Taurus, or as an identity with Aries and Neptune, or as self-awareness, which is the Sun, or allowing it to control us with Saturn Aries, which is retrograde, which is about our boundaries. So again, going into that exploitation I was talking about, this is us seeing all the times that we've mocked like our money, we mocked our sexuality, we mocked the things about us that made us beautiful, unique, and creative. And Pluto and the moon are coming together asking you to heal that on a very, very deep emotional level, because it's part of your uniqueness, it's part of your spirituality, it's part of the reason why you're here, it's part of the reason why your higher self told you this is what you're going to do and you better do it. So heal that on a very, very deep spiritual level with yourself, because it's going to be needed. It's going to be a tool that you're going to have to pull on, whatever that thing was that you're like, okay, I don't want people to know this. It's going to be called to the carpet. You're going to have to show up and do it. And because you're being called to the carpet to do it, it's because it's already been in you to do it, even if you avoided it. Yeah, the yin realm is going to be very, it's going to have a lot of tension. Our relationships some relationships will require some type of recognition, or we may be in relationships where we're getting recognized for certain things and we may agree or we may disagree with them. But ultimately, again, the question is, how much attention do you need? How much attention are you giving to yourself? Where's all your attention going? And when you are receiving attention from something, how much is it feeling you, and where is it feeling you and how do you feel that in your body? Where do you feel it in your body? That's going to be major as well. So Leo is domiciled with the sun. It loves being there. When you're at home, there's a feeling of comfort. We're in the state of being like, I'm good. I'm pretty much balanced. But the tension with the opposition with Pluto, what I see is like a lot of secret missions, a lot of secret missions we never told ourselves about we're going to reveal to ourselves. I always see a secret mission is like you did something on an intuitive level that you wasn't paying fully attention to, but it's about to come full circle and be like, oh, that's why I did that.
Yep.
Full moon moment. Yeah.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Yeah, I'm excited because this is my lunar return as well. So, and then we going right into eclipse season. So it's like we about to get all this juiciness all July. And then the universe like, all right, time to make some cuts.
Time to trim the fat.
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever it is, it's time to go now.
Absolutely. 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 Do you have a closing summary like I do, Archangel? Can you wing it? Hold on.
I give it a go.
All right, let me do this. Okay. All right. July 2026 completes its work as a month of ignition, purification, sovereignty, correction, and expansion. It opens with the voltage strike of Mars-Uranus conjunction, breaking stagnant circuitry and forcing immediate alignment. The fire then turns inward through Neptune retrograde, dissolving false identities and revealing the spiritual will beneath the surface. Clarity and emotional rebirth follows through the dual movement of Sun-Mercury conjunction and the Cancer new moon, forming July's axis of truth. The sun's interest into Leo crowns the month with sovereignty, igniting visibility and creative fire, while Mercury direct station event restores coherence to thought and decision. Saturn's retrograde across Aries and Pisces deepens accountability, exposing the architecture of personal will and individual faith. Finally, the union of the Sun, Jupiter, and the Aquarius full moon reveals the future's blueprint. July 2026 opens with one command. Rise into the authentic identity your individual soul's journey requires. Go ahead, Archangel. Can't hear you.
Okay,
Oh,
my bad.
it's all good.
My phone was acting crazy. But yeah, this is definitely a summer we will remember. So allow this energy of July to get you back in tune with your inner child. Tap into that inner child. I'm also getting to allow July to be a month of rebirth, even though it's not Scorpio season, but Cancer is related to birthing. So mother yourselves, mother your projects, not smother, but mother. And, have fun. Please take the month to do something you haven't done in a long time, like go out and dance. Like it's Leo season, so you have to go out and show yourself. Just go shine. Shine big, shine bright. Go big or go home.
Right. That's right. That's right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You've just tuned into On the Sevens Master Self Astrology on the On the Sevens Broadcast Network, where Archangel Alania brings celestial clarity, spiritual precision, and cosmic alignment to every listener. She reads the sky as a living intelligence, guiding you through planetary movements, energetic shifts, and the deeper meaning behind your timing. This is where astrology becomes activation for your path in every season today. I want to personally thank Archangel Elenia for her cosmic insights and for how she just moves through the procession of the equinox with such familiarity and grace. So props to you. This is for the cool in you. Props to you. We're going to open up the floor. We want some audience participation. This is the part where y'all can ask your questions, any comments, any questions, any concerns. You can open up your mic and tell her that, Miss Wendy. I have to do a station ID break. I will be right back with y'all. Open it up. RD the Mystic, handle this for me, man. Open up the floor and get folks talking, okay?
Hey, everybody, we definitely always appreciate y'all showing up and hanging in there. We see we still got everybody on the call. So we definitely went over the planetary energies, and now we want to make it applicable to you. So there will come a day where these broadcasts, we're going to be busy to where these broadcasts are going to be for members only. So technically, I want everybody in the frame of mind that you are using your membership. So if it's any personal questions you have, anything you want to get done in July, any energies you want to hold, any type of metaphysical, spiritual, occult, mysticism, any type of question like that you could possibly think of that is applicable to you, now is that time. So I'm going to open the floor up for you.
Hi, Kantara.
That is so funny you just said that because I was like, what should I ask? I have a billion questions. But hello.
Hey, yeah, feel free. This is the time for that. Feel free.
I was trying to gather my thoughts because I have a tendency to get a little long-winded, and as I'm speaking, I get light bulbs of ideas and things that start to connect. So I was trying to gather my thoughts. But since she called me out a little bit, I think my main thing is that, it's a new moon, and I just started making all these new connections for like spiritual endeavors as far as spiritual life coaching, sound bowl healing, card readings, and things of that nature. And I'm not really sure where to start because things are happening pretty quickly. And I'm usually one to move pretty slow. So I wasn't sure of like there was any insight on how I should move in July.
What's your birthday? What's your birthday?
I'm a Capricorn, January 4th, 1993. I did just hop on also, so I did miss about a good hour or so, but yeah, that was what was on my mind.
Yeah.
Continue to what I can tell you is continue to manifest those power connections. So correct me if I'm wrong. Before you manifested these spiritual connections, you put it out there that you wanted these type of spiritual connections. Is that true or false?
Oh no, that's for sure true.
Yeah. So
1000%.
continue to do that. I mean, look at what we're doing here, everybody. I don't know who this lady is. I don't know where she came from. I don't know who knows who. And we can tell you things that is no way for us to know or play a game. I do not know this woman. And what I can tell you right now, just from her birth energy, you're going to always be able to do that the more intentional you are about your networking. So you have to be very intentional about your networking. And just when you're about to cut somebody off, because you'll sometimes cut somebody off and you might second guess, maybe I cut them off too soon, and then you'll double down like, nah, I did the right thing. Still, still do that, but this period extract value in an ethical way. So before you let somebody go, make sure that there can be some type of exchange of value. And if it can't be exchange of value, then cut the fat. I want you to even write this down. This period, network with intention and cut the fat off of anything valuable in your life. So when we go into the bookstore, when we go online, there's not a lot of material about living on the pivot of your values. You have to be brave to do that. That means, for example, if you know a person's bad for you and you know they're extracting value from your life more than what they're pouring into it, and you know they're bad for you, all of us has been guilty that we give these types of people a little bit more time than we should. And that's
Yes.
the difference. That's the difference between everything else, all the other modalities, and living solely on the pivot of your values. Let your values make the decision, not your heart, not your mind. Let the values make your decision. So with you in this period, what I can tell you just briefly on the spot is number one, continue to be intentional about your networking and cut the fat off of your life, your relationships, your financing. And if you already have it, don't wait until the due date to pay the bill. Get done with the bill and do it from a place of abundance. Don't do it just because the money's there. Do it with a smile on your face. Because I know you don't like paying certain people. It's certain bills. It's at least one bill to get on your damn nerve. You feel like yeah. So when you got it, don't just pay the bill because you got it. Pay it with abundance. Because this is the thing. Even if it was something you needed and it was your last $5, that's still a moment to smile and be abundant because it was still there for you to be taken. That five, what I'm saying is that five was still there, even though you say, damn, it's my last five. But it was something you needed and it was still there to circulate out. So just know that during this period, you're circulating stuff towards you with intentional networking and cut the fat off of all value points of your life. That'll help you.
And guitar, can I
Yes. You
can
can do
I
whatever. Yes.
have your
You can do
permission
whatever.
to can I have your permission to look at your birth year 33 cards right now live on this
Yes.
call?
Yes, yes, and yes.
All right, all right. Well, currently, she's dealing with a Queen of Clubs, top influence on the Ten of Spades front card, Seven of Diamonds backup card. I've always told you in almost every reading, once you take a spiritual mindset about earning money, you'll become a millionaire 100 times over. And I kind of heard what you were saying. I'm going to tell you this before I get in your cards. I kind of heard what you were saying when I was coming back from my station ID break. And you were talking about the different esoterics of the tarot and this and that, and you don't know where to start. Which one of them are you the most comfortable with? Which one are you the most equipped to start right now? Which one of them can you talk for 10 minutes without a book on? Which one of those can you do?
I'm not okay. So I'm gonna give. It's gonna be a little much, but the thing is, I did have a reading with my brother's boyfriend's mom, and when she was giving the reading, I had this insight, and it was more so literally what I just said. So the spiritual life coaching, the cards, and the sound bowls, and I had this intuitive thought of just starting those three, and then kind of you know, because this is more clientele based. It's gonna it might take a while to build up a clientele.
It
So I
will
would
take a while to build up a clientele.
right,
Not
but
it will.
yes. So then I was like, okay, I can fill in that time with the other things I felt like I was struggling on whether or not I should start or not, which is like the artistic side. So like the waist beads. So many people have been asking me about waist beads, you know, just different doodles and drawings, just anything more
Love,
artistic, you
love.
know, fill that time with that.
Let me help you out. I am already sensing and feeling, and I already know you should go with the artistic shit because you can sell that shit like right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? What? Spirit? Life coach? Yeah. Life coach? What? Yeah.
But I
Waist
do
beads
but
make.
I do feel confident about it. So it's but it's I know it's
Look,
more
have,
so
have you heard me tell you that as soon as you take a spiritual viewpoint of making money, you will become a millionaire 100 times over? Yes, Lady D, go right ahead. Go ahead, Lady D.
I'm coming.
Okay.
You know, I never do this, but as soon as Kentara asked that question, what came to me was you'd go with what comes to you. Because you will draw what is needed at the time. That's it in a nutshell.
Love them glasses there, Lady D.
Thank you, baby.
All right now. All right now. All right. Yeah, so you got the Queen of Clubs as your top influence. Started on the 9th of June, and this is going to run till the end of July. So your intuition should be spot on right now. So whatever your intuition is telling you, you got a 4 diamonds that's underneath that. So you should be thinking about ways to solidify your finances. You're in your Jupiter period. So everything you touch right now will turn to gold. Do you understand what I'm telling you?
Yes, and that I guess the reason why I was asking that question is because when I said things are happening quickly, it's like all of a sudden, you know, I'm saying all of a sudden, but we know terminology and all that stuff. But like as soon as I connected with one spiritual person, it led to another and another, and everybody is like seeing the vision, feeling my intuition. They're it's coming together, but it's happening so fast that I was just like, okay, you know, I'm going with the flow, of course, because I'm not gonna, you know, disregard my blessings and everything, especially because this is what I've been asking for.
Right.
It was just that I literally just had that reading, and that it just kind of came to me to just focus on the three and then fill my time as I'm building clientele with the artistic things, the things that I enjoy on a more spiritual level, as far as like beading and just that's the first thing that keeps coming to mind because people ask
Well,
for me about that the most. But
well, actually, uh, uh, you will be able to do. You could build a clientele and do the beating at the same time. How much time do
right,
you think you're gonna be spending building clientele? There's only so many email lists you can send out. I mean,
yes,
and
uh,
again, I'm telling you, your art will make you immediate money. Face
okay,
beads will make
I'm
you
taking.
immediate money. Your paintings will make you immediate money. Ryan first, and then Archangel.
Mhm.
Kentara, is there something, or have you ever used the term YOLO before? You only live once. Is there something you make decisions where your decision boil down to you only live once?
If I make those type of decisions, it's usually spontaneous and adventurously wise. Like it's not something that's in my normal everyday behavior or,
Good.
you know, but when I'm just like, when I feel like I have a lot on my plate, sometimes I'm just like, I need to do something spontaneous, like right now. And then when that moment appears, I'm just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to do it, you know? That
Yeah.
kind
So
of YOLO behavior.
that energy. So see, here's again. I'm just saying this for everybody else. I know everybody on the call already knows this, but here's again. I don't know this woman from a can of paint, and we're touching on things that only she would know.
Right.
So again, the reason I brought that question up is because it sounds like you grow out of the period where you would do that with your money.
Mm,
Sometimes maybe in the past, or when you was younger, you might YOLO your money and then look up and say, damn, I had fun, but I needed that money for something important. So it's good to hear you're not doing YOLO with your money anymore. Take that
Yeah.
same YOLO energy that you use and apply that towards building this dream you're talking about. So if you know you need to hire an expert to convert your time, you're going to pick the right one because you have a natural filter for value. All you got to do is tap in and tune in. So use that YOLO energy instead of just having fun. Oh, I need to do something spontaneous. Do something that the bold you would do for your dream. Use that YOLO energy for your dream. You get what I'm saying to you?
Yes, I'm writing it
And
down too
you
because
can,
I want to
yeah,
channel that.
and you can make that leap. I just wanted to say that to you.
And I want to let Wendy and David both know that you guys are next. I'm gonna let Archangel Alania have her say, Wendy, you're after Archangel, and then David, you're after Wendy. So go ahead, Archangel.
Okay, so Kentara, you know I got the Pachamama card the other day and I thought of you.
That's so funny.
Um,
I think I still have the picture of that on my phone, to be honest.
good. So the first thing that came to me when you said you was trying to figure out where to start, I had already had these animal cards laid out, and I'm like, I don't know who this is for, but I'm gonna just leave it here, and if I feel like I should talk on it, then I will.
Okay.
So, I got the owl. Well, it started with the humpback whale. It said, music is essential to your healing and well-being, whether singing, playing an instrument, or listening. Seagull, now is the time for deep emotional healing. Snow leopard, take time out of your usual life and spend it in solitude. And the Hawaiian owl, your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now, so pay attention to the signs and omens from them. So the first part of the answer to your question is to tune into your inner guidance system to see what lights you up, like where the light is shining to, your guidance is taking you to. And the second part of that was the card that was on the bottom was it's time to strike out on your own and relinquish your over dependency on others. So definitely pick the thing that you're going to be able to do and have the most independent self-sufficiency with.
Autonomy.
That doesn't require you relying too much on other people. You can maintain as much as you can on your own without overworking. Capricorn stellium, not overworking yourself.
Hello.
Allowing yourself to take a break.
Out.
And then the other things that you feel like are just, you feel like you're getting bombarded by, or whenever you feel bombarded by energy, you have the condor here, which talks about if you are too enmeshed in a specific situation, especially what I'm getting more so relationship wise, if you're too enmeshed in it, take a step back and see the bigger picture before you make any decision or take action. Because the penguin here is saying that the period of darkness that you've been experiencing now is passing. So whenever, especially during this month, whenever you feel overstimulated or you feel overwhelmed, just pause for the cause and remember that you can do whatever it is that you want to do. It is your choice and there is no wrong answer, but always work, smarter, not harder. This is a great time for a lot of random creative things to be made. So if that is like your honing right now is on beads, that is an opportunity for you to be creative, spend time with spirit, tap into the energy of whoever you're creating for. Let spirit guide you and be a vessel of how you can use your hands and your intentions to heal others. But that's also a great opportunity to, hey, I also do this and I also do that. And that's how you keep the doorway open to, if you do need to shift and put on another hat, you can do it. But it's because you want to, not because it's like attacking you almost. You get to be the one in control of your time and your energy. So however you structure that and you create a system and routine around that to protect it and protect you, you're gonna be good. It don't matter. It don't even matter if you paint Blue's Clues. You're gonna be good.
Yeah, you got too much birth influence not to be.
Yeah.
Wendy, go right ahead.
Okay. So I was making some notes. So I'm focusing currently on two different areas of my life.
Okay.
Finance, increasing finance. And it's strange that she just mentioned working smarter and not harder, because that's at my young age of 72, I'm tired working hard,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I'm focusing on how I could make a switch in terms of what I do. I'm a dressmaker, do custom clothing, but I don't want to be sewing clothes for people. How can I, and that's what I've been toying with, how can I come up with a way to maximize my talents? Maybe online teaching something, I don't know, because I
Okay.
have teaching experience. So that's one.
Real
And
quick,
yeah,
before
mhm.
you finish this comment, give me your birthday again.
Oh, okay. September 16th, 1953.
Okay, continue on.
Okay, yeah. So the other area is relationship. I've been in hermit mode for the past 3 years since divorce. And I feel I have worked on myself and I'm still a work in progress, but I feel like I'm ready to entertain a relationship, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right? So how can I utilize the energies of this July to hone in on those two areas?
Okay. RD the Mystic, I'm giving you this for some background information. Card 8 of clubs. Back
Back
up
up 6 of diamonds.
6 of diamonds. Yeah. Uh Wendy, 26-8, first step. You can write your own ticket, Wendy. You
Mhm.
have authoritative executive CEO, founder, owner type of capabilities deep inside of you. Yes, teaching is something that you can do online. Teaching is, especially with the practical skill of being a seamstress that you have. Oh yeah, because as we progress further into this Pluto and Aquarius transit, the Uranus and Gemini transit, and all these other long-term transits, the things that we have become used to and comfortable with are slowly but surely going to die off. And there will be a time when we will not be able to go into Macy's and buy some shit off the rack that'll fit you, where somebody like Wendy will have to sew something for you. So yes, I would definitely um, be looking into that. This July, you have a not you governing you for most of July will be 9 of diamonds front, top, queen of diamonds. So strategic. Financial endings. However, you have the financial power and the wherewithal underneath you and backing you up to be prosperous in any financial endeavor that you want. And then you got on your backup card, you got the King of Spades and the Six of Spades. So right now, you could write your own ticket, Wendy. Right now, you can write your own ticket. Yeah, Ryan, go ahead.
Yeah, Wendy, just listening to those energies that you have available to you right now during this period. Correct me if I'm wrong. You don't have a whole bunch of people that you would consider in your network, even though you may know a decent amount of people, but you're very selective about the people that you would exchange money for their services, or you would
Yes.
trust them with something. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. So use that same selectivity that you have naturally, and the energies that was just expressed for this period, that's also a financial ending and beginning simultaneously. And it's also a strategic decision to organize your commercial endeavors. So
Mhm.
even though the goal is to get more money, to get more money, also look to free up money. It's not just about how much you can make, it's how much you can keep. So look into commercial organization, excuse me, and then team building. This period, you are meant to make a strategic acquisition to your team. And what I'm hearing from you, you're a seamstress. You're at a mature age during a period where we're going through a technological advancement. So I don't know how tech savvy you are. I'm gonna just, from my reading, I'm gonna say you aren't the most tech savvy, but you can keep up, right?
I can keep up.
You can keep up, right? So what I recommend is what I would do in your shoes, if I'm you with your energies accessible to you, what I would do is I would pick a great team member, because you can delegate when you have the right team member that you can trust and that's competent. When it comes to relationships, let me ask you a question. It's okay to tell us when we're wrong. You would rather take a man that he might be boring, but if he's powerful and resourceful and he meets your standards, you're okay with that boring. Am I right or am I wrong?
Boring, you say?
Yeah, like you don't what I'm saying is you don't need somebody super exciting. You need
No,
someone
no,
that
no,
fits.
no.
You
Not
need somebody
necessarily,
that fits
but
where your
not
trajectory is going right now.
yeah, not necessarily over, fuzzy wuzzy, but
Right,
not
right.
boring.
It has to.
A
This
regular guy,
period.
just
It's
yeah,
a
Yeah,
it's a
just
more
a
practical.
regular could
Yeah.
make
Yeah,
some, yeah.
it's a practical love. So what I'm saying is, when I mention team building, don't go for the guy that excites you for the moment. Go for the guy that fits into your team where you're trying to go. Right now,
I
you
know that.
yeah, you
Been there,
need you
done that.
yeah, and have you had some power struggling relationships in the past where it was like just bumping heads?
Not really. Not
Okay,
really.
good. So the reason I ask that is because some women with your frequency, they think
Mm-mm.
that the moment that something isn't going their way, it requires a masculine response. During this period
Mm.
right now, it's the opposite. You don't want to respond with any type of aggression. You want to be extremely strategic in your relationships right now. Not in an unethical way, not in a shrewd way, but kind of
Mhm.
in a shrewd way, in the same
Mhm.
breath. You want to be real strategic. And right now, more important than love is strategy. Because what you do, you can simply turn on the camera and get online and show people how to sew. But I want you to get a team around you who are innovators, who are up with technology, and they can build something out for you. So whether it be looking for a consultant, whether it be looking for a social media manager, whether it
Mhm.
be looking for a tech guy. But
Mhm.
right now, with the energies you have, that Queen of Diamonds and that Nine of Diamonds, make a strategic investment into your team and organizing yourself economically, and everything else will fall into place.
and I'm looking
I
at
hear you.
I'm looking ahead, and sometime right after uh, Christmas, like towards right before New Year's, starts a period for you. That's your Mars period, and you got a three of hearts, so you're going to be um, willing to experiment in love. And there's a very smart dude that's coming, a very
Wow.
smart dude that's coming for you.
Okay. Come
Yeah.
Yeah,
on.
Wendy, you gotta have some substance. You don't want somebody that just makes you feel good. You
Also,
want some
Oh, yeah.
substance.
also at the end of the year, you're going to start making money in a different way. Ace of Diamonds in Mars, December 29th, underneath the Seven of Clubs underneath it. And that's her period card. She got three of hearts, King of Clubs, Ace of Diamonds, Seven of Clubs for her Mars period that starts. So if any romance is going to happen, it's going to start then, because you end your birth year with a Queen of Diamonds, Five of Diamonds. So that's not any romance. And then you jump into your birth year, you got Six of Clubs, no romance. And then your Venus period is your top card in Venus is a Nine of Spades. So that's hell no to that hell no to romance. Her Venus period, Ryan, listen to this. Nine of Spades, top, Jack of Clubs, bottom. He'll be lying to you.
Yeah,
Don't
don't let
even listen.
nobody charm you out no money, Wendy.
He'll be
Don't let
lying
nobody
to
charm you out
you.
no money.
Or anything else. Don't let him charm you, period. Yeah.
Well, it
Yeah.
looks like I crawl back into my hermit mode for a while.
Yeah, at least until after Christmas. Maybe you meet somebody at a Christmas gathering, or at a New Year's Eve. It's probably gonna be closer to New Year's Eve. Maybe you meet somebody at a New Year's Eve thing. If you get invited to wherever you are, oh yeah, we're gonna go celebrate New Year's and bring the New Year in. If they invite you, go, because you might meet somebody there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Between now and then, Wendy, what I always like to give people applicable modalities based on the energy. So something applicable for you to jump into right now is delegation. What I mean is pick up a book or open up a podcast or YouTube about bosses delegating. Because right now, when you need an advancement during the period where things are taking off on you, and I've had to do this too, where I've had to update my skills. Anybody in business and during this period of life has to update their skills. If that's something you don't want to do, you still could win. You just have to master the art of delegation, and you have to have a budget together for the right team. So I don't want you to feel like you're out the loop if you don't know what tech is. Usually in fashion,
No,
look,
I never
No,
feel I'm
she's
out the
good.
yeah, she can navigate on the deck. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
good.
actually,
So
my son offered to help me
there you go. There
come
you
up
go.
with a strategy because business is what he studied. So
Hey,
he's offered to
hey,
Yeah.
help me.
that's
Focus on valuable team building, organization,
Mhm.
and delegation, and
absolutely.
that'll do you wonders during this period.
Mm.
Organization, delegation, and building the right team for yourself. And your
Good.
son is that's a great piece. That's a part of that
Mhm.
team, I believe,
Yeah.
because you just said he has business experience. So
Yeah, he
master
just
delegation, organization, and your team building it, and you'll end out this period a whole lot further ahead. I promise you.
goody
Absolutely.
goody. Okay.
David, what's going on, my friend?
Oh, everything all the
All
time.
right. All right.
Yeah, I got on late, but
It's all good.
everything always resonates right away, and you got a good team here, a good group. So thanks everybody.
Appreciate
Uh,
you, man.
just kind of what resonated with me was like the part about tapping into the inner child. I think for me it was kind of rough coming up, and I think I'm at the point where it's like you always reaching for something and you never know where you got it. And what people have helped me do is like look back on all the things I've done and accomplished and realize that those were my dreams of yesterday. But it's like, I don't know, I feel like I'm always wanting something, and I'm trying to create, trying to help others, but then, I bounce back and forth between, quote unquote wanting to get mine, right? Like it's hard to think of money without trying to be greedy, but then also help people, get out of a broke situation. Like I think of like a fatherless child in a broke neighborhood. Like that kid is screwed in this world. So, I want to like be able to, help a kid like that, give the mom a blueprint, something like that, change their whole life because it's hard to achieve when you don't have guidance.
Absolutely, bro. And I thank you for that comment. And as much as you desire to want to give and help a person out of a certain situation, sometimes the best help you can give them is being the example that they look up to use to get out of that situation. Because right now, bro, there is so much positive individual manifestation, move yourself forward, authenticity type of energy that I don't want you to miss out on it because you want to help someone else. Help them by you getting completely full
Mm.
and get out of that mindset of that thinking about money or going after the money is greedy. We need money to live, man.
Yeah.
We're the only species on the planet that got to pay to be here.
Yeah, it's funny. I wrote down, I was like, money ain't everything, but
But
it
it's a
sure beats
lot.
being broke. And
It
I
damn
tell
sure
I tell my kids, you can't take love to the supermarket. Be
you
like,
sure cannot.
my mama love me. Give me some milk.
Yeah, you sure cannot. I'll be talking to folks and yeah, money is not everything, but it sure is a lot. And I'd rather go through the issues that people go through that have a bunch of money rather than to go through issues that people who don't have a bunch of money. Yes, Mr. RD, go right ahead, bro.
You said that's David, right?
Yes.
Hey, David, man, I appreciate you showing up. Something I think I can help you with because perspective is almost like the nozzle to the faucet, right? The water not going to run until you get that paradigm shift, and paradigm shifts start with perspective. So when I hear your perspective is, I want to go for me as even an inkling of selfishness. Nah, what it is let's start here. Just like what Piper just said, what you were just saying. yeah, we're the only ones that have to pay this construct of what they call money or legal tender to live. But however, we do have access to tap into provision, tap into the providerness of all things. Think
Yes.
about it. You can walk outside right now and you'll see the same family of squirrels for years. These squirrels ain't got no money, they ain't got no job, they're not consultants, but they have a provision in that ecosystem. Anywhere where an animal can live for more than 6 months, they're tapped into the provision of that ecosystem. It's not just, think about it. The gazelles, they outnumber the lions because the lions got to eat. It's provision. So I want you to know provision is always there. And you tapping into your provision is never greedy. It's never greedy. You just want to tap into provision. Provision and abundance is here for all of us if we tap into it.
Absolutely.
Now, there's some mundane steps we may have to take, whether it be a new job, launching a new business, getting clients. But just know that you can tap into that provision right now. So it's no different. It's no different than if you grew up with your father in the house and your father always paid for everything. There's a strong likelihood that most men that grow up like that, they have a provider's mindset. They don't have to necessarily be told that because they've seen the provision. So just tap into your provision, man. Whatever you want and need for what you want to build, it's there. Just tap into your provision. And the mundane day-to-day steps, that's just 3D catching up.
Yeah, no, thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Stephanie, you know I'm coming to you, so you could just expound upon what you just typed in the chat, please. Open up your mic and come on through, please. There you go. Yes, I can hear you now.
I felt it. I know. I've been trying to stay quiet, but I want to say there's nothing more that is bringing me more joy and happiness is seeing the melanated community being alive and active and taking their power back and want to create and manifest this new world, right? We're bringing this new world on earth. So I love it and I support it. And I just like to remind everybody as cosmic beings that we are co-creators. And I've just been taking the time, like you said, to acknowledge and honor myself and embodying this, my blueprint, right? My divine blueprint and being a Taurus and embodying that energy and being one with creation and co-creating with creation, even though I ain't got a motherfucking dime. But yes, my husband is a provider. And yes, my husband is getting ready to take a leadership position and manage this business and all that, which is going to bring more money. And me pushing him into his self-mastery is then serving my purpose while I'm serving my community and bringing, my shamanism in the forefront and been healing and helping cleaning up this dark energy that plagues my city. And just looking and recognizing all the groundwork that I've laid and how I've activated everybody around me through vibration and heart coherence. You get what I'm saying? And I'm like,
Absolutely.
damn, I am a creator for real, for real. Look at me manifesting this new earth without nothing. I'm pure love. I'm pure love because it's the highest frequency. And I'm like, yes. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, just everybody's been so being in the hood and being in the ghetto. And like you said, my ancestors whooped my ass, my high yellow light skinned ass up and down and say, here, you're going to see the weight of the Black community. You're going to see what happened. You're going to acknowledge this history. You guys are going to, venerate me because it's even though I didn't have a connection to them, it's not by coincidence that I ended up in the neighborhood, in the same neighborhood where my grandparents are buried, and I have all their ancestral names on the streets and on the corners of my houses. You get what I'm saying? Like, just following that flow and trusting them to guide me, and also opening up to spiritual abundance and inheritance that is ours by birthright. However it may come. It could come in the form of money. It can come in the form of abundance of food, or people showing up for you, or doors opening and opportunities, or just whatever. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And taking that energy that's been gifted to me and then putting it back for the highest good of all concerned and trying to help my people to the best of my ability without being weighed down by the trauma loops and all these things, which I had to pull myself out of, and seeing how these things have been an emotional trigger and a disruption to our nervous system, and how it's been controlling a lot of us and the decisions that have been made. So just taking all of that, teaching it all to my husband, him then putting it back into the world, and just being, like I said, part of creation and just loving it. Because, you know, me being a Taurus, I am aggressive and passionate and combative and stubborn and, you know, all those things, you know, and I'm also like passionate, and it's because I love, right? And Venus is a planet of love and war. And if you ain't fighting for love, what we fighting for? What are we doing? So I'm willing to fight for humanity. I'm willing to fight for my people. I'm willing to fight for my family, and doing whatever the hell I could do. And I've been doing it. And I'm like, damn, I just looking back at the year, I'm like, wow, I really did that. My neighbors are coming out. Everybody's talking. I got rid of some of the bad, dark energy, you know, out of here, using the powers of Saturn, invoking karma, just doing the things that I can.
Absolutely.
Just from pulling from my own source, my own wellspring, you see, like a G. That's
Yep.
that's what we are.
That's what we are.
And you guys saying all this stuff and bringing in all the alignments and just everything, hitting all the points, is just basically confirming everything that I'm already experiencing. So I really don't even have to ask no questions. You already answered them or provided confirmation.
Well, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you for your participation and your contribution. And yes, we are all so excited about. See, that's the individual work. That's how we make society better. One person, one interaction, one neighbor, one family member, one coworker, one person that you deal with at the store at a time. And that's the real work. The work in the trenches, man. That's the real work, and I applaud all of that. Robin Cooper, how you feeling? Unmute yourself and talk to us if you will. What's going on with you? If you want to, if not, just let me know. You can tell me it's okay. No, Lady D, you good? Or you got some more words for us?
There we are. I am good. I am good. And I've been experiencing a lot of I did hit the camera, didn't I?
You look fine. Leave it on. It's all right.
A lot of what you all were talking about, especially in the very beginning. And it's just so much. It's just a lot. But it's good though. And what has been happening is I've been remembering old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And the old stuff that I was remembering actually broke my heart
Mm-hmm.
and made me feel like shit.
Mm-hmm. I know.
And then I realized why that was happening, because it's time for a new.
Yes.
And also, there was a question that was posed by Archangel. I'm not sure that I got it straight, but it's something about attention. Like,
Mm-hmm.
can you tell me what that was, what her question was?
Something to the effect of, what are the reasons you are seeking this outside attention, and to examine those reasons. What is it for? Yeah.
Yes, I've been looking at that too. I, you know what? I'm healing. That's what I know. I'm
We
healing,
all are.
and I'm getting stronger. And also, what's just unusual things have been happening. Like even around my house, there was in my yard a certain bush. Now all of a sudden, it started last year with one bush.
Uh-huh.
It turned to a big bush of sunflowers.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're going all the way across my yard.
Mm-hmm.
Sunflowers. And I love those, but I've always been afraid because they carry them big ass bees.
Yeah, but you straight. Sunflowers are a sign of healing and expansion and abundance.
Wonderful. So let me tell you what just recently happened. So I love nature. I don't go out in a lot because I have to get over my fear of bees and wasps and things like that. But I love the outdoors. So I was in my car and my grandbaby's here visiting me, right? She's 13. And I was headed to the pool. So I was in the driveway setting the alarm so she would be safe. And my window was down and I heard the birds and I looked to the left and saw the birds on the fence. I always talk to the birds, the squirrels, and everything. So when I started talking to them, they came up to the rose bushes right next to my car. I said, "Okay, y'all, I'm about to leave my grandbaby's Serenity here. I need y'all to keep watch over her and make sure she's safe." Do you know those birds immediately backed up on the roof of the house? It was the coolest thing. And I was like, okay, thank you so much. You all have a great day. I mean, just little things like that, just nice things are happening. And then the last thing, um, I talk to myself quite often and I get a response. I get wisdom when I do that. I really do. But today I was talking, and it just keeps hitting me. It wasn't just today. When I start doing it, things are coming out my mouth, and I'm like, how did I know that? And then I start going into this whole deep conversation. I'm like, flesh and blood has not revealed that to you. Nobody taught it to me. I didn't read it anywhere. It's just like I'm just getting information which caused me to remember what I originally wanted to do. That's it. So yeah, that's a good start right there for me because I've been all over the place. But
and I want to touch on something for you. Your fear of bees and wasps, yeah, you can let it go because them bees and wasps ain't gonna mess with you. You Mother Earth, honey. What can a bee do to you?
It's not just them, it's all the bugs. The legs creep me out.
Honey, they are subject to you. Just like them birds back the fuck up like you told them.
Yeah.
Tell a bee to back up and watch what it does.
Okay,
I'm not playing. No, I'm serious.
Okay.
Yeah, tell the bugs that walk in your house and make a proclamation to all insects flying and or crawling. You are not welcome here. If you are here, you have 5 seconds to get out.
I got that.
And they will get the fuck out. Because they are subject to you. You're not subject to them.
That is a big deal. Thank you. That's real. I respect that. I really get that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That was it.
All right, Robin Cooper, go right ahead.
First of all, I'm a witness. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, first of all, I'm a witness, Lady D. You tell them what to do. When I sit out on my patio and eat and they, flies start to come, I say, you are not welcome. I am eating. I say something real rude, like I don't bother you when you're sitting on a pile of shit kind of stuff. But I just say, you are not welcome. And go tell your friends, Robin is eating. Don't come back. And they don't. Okay, now the other thing, I left my laptop upstairs and came downstairs to cook. So I was listening to you all, but I had to run up when you called me out. I had to run upstairs and get my get the laptop so I could talk. But the earlier part, like Lady B said, was hitting for me for real, especially the talk about boundaries. You know that I've been dealing with a particular family member for a couple of years now.
Yes.
Who I was given this if anything ever happens to us, take care of her because you're stronger than her, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And it's where I'm done. I'm over it. Okay.
I know.
Oh my God, the boundaries are so important, and having to learn the boundaries. Learn to respect my own boundaries and stick to them, and not feel ashamed.
Right.
That part that I think doing this with you. I don't even see
Archangel.
her now.
Yeah, she had
Archangel.
to go. Yeah.
was talking about this thing of either no, it may have been you. No, it was her. Taking care of putting other people first. I think that
Right.
was you. Or, all of that. Oh, you gave three different scenarios: putting
Yes.
other people first, giving them more, or,
Yes.
not giving yourself anything, whatever. It was something like that. Basically, it was choose you was the
Yeah.
message
Choose
I get.
yourself. Yeah.
And how we learn these, how we learn these behaviors of not putting ourselves first, of making sure everybody else is okay. So I'm unlearning those things and learning that boundaries are good, um, and that they're healthy, and that I have to choose me. But it's been really difficult
I know.
playing back and forth with that.
I know.
So
I know.
that's where I'm at. But other than that, in other parts of my life, I'm like, things are just blooming and blossoming
Good.
and
Good.
beautiful. So thank you for today. It was amazing.
Absolutely. Thank you
Looking
for
forward
showing
to
up.
July.
Thank you for showing up. Thank you for participating. Thank you for sharing your story. And yes, in spite of everything, your trajectory is it's up and forward. And yeah, you're getting lighter. Your spiritual load is lightening up as well. So you'll set the boundary that has to be set. And now you're developing the strength to stick to it. So for that, stay grateful, because that's the work that you've done. That shows growth. Um, I remember a couple of years ago when we first crossed paths and I mentioned it to you, and you was like, I was like, oh, okay, little kitty, okay. But no, and it takes, only you know when your cup is full. And I'm talking to every one of us on the call, especially myself. Only I know when my cup is full, when I can't take no more and have to pour shit out. That's a boundary. When your cup is full, there's no boundary. But as soon as you put another drop in it and it starts to spill over, whoa, I gotta set a boundary. Whoa. So I'm encouraging each of us, don't let the cup get full before setting the boundary. Never set a boundary out of desperation or necessity. Set it out of clarity and intention. Mystic RD, you got some final words for us before I wrap this up?
I just want to thank everybody, especially the part where you guys opened up. This is what we want to do. We want to give you planetary energies, and then we also want to apply it to you guys as members on the 7. So I want to thank you for showing up, and feel free to give a mark and bring a friend or introduce a friend, because right now is the best time to get the most time from us right now. So I thank those again for who shared, and look forward to seeing y'all again on the next broadcast. Thank you, everybody, for your support.
All right. This has been On the Sevens with Pfeiffer's Beat Metatron, where we come to awaken to our mastered self, ascend with our evolving soul, and expand our consciousness mind. We are thankful and grateful for each and every one of you for your support and encouragement. Please continue to keep On the Sevens with Pfeiffer's Beat Metatron a part of your soul's journey as your mastered self awaits you. Let me leave you with this: as above, so below. As within, so without. As of the cosmos, so in your soul core level, it is so, it is so. Always be authentically you, unapologetically. Until we gather again, goodbye for now. I am Pfeiffer's B Metatron on the 7s, signing off. Zen Uru, Zen Uru, Zen Uru. Love you guys. See you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks on the 21st, June 21st, will be our next broadcast.